For what period of time are justices appointed to the Supreme Court?
Supreme Court justices are appointed for life and enjoy security of tenure.
Could you explain to me the relationship between state law and federal law in the United States?
While in theory there is no relationship between them at all, where federal law is applicable, it is applied and takes supremacy over state law.
What do I mean when I talk about the Cases and Controversies Clause?
You are referring to Article 3 of the US Constitution that limits federal judicial power to deciding cases that involve an issue arising under the Constitution or the laws adopted thereunder.
Can you give me an example of some of the civil liberties enjoyed by US citizens?
Well, the First Amendment grants US citizens freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom to assemble, and freedom of the press.
What do I mean when I talk of the standing requirement?
Under the standing requirement, a person must be directly concerned by the problem at the origin of their action. They cannot bring an action on behalf of someone else.
Does the Bill of Rights apply at federal level or at state level?
The entire Bill of Rights applies at federal level. Moreover, some rights under the theory of selective incorporation apply at state level.
What do we mean when we talk about judicial activism?
Judicial activism refers to the tendency of the Supreme Court justices to create law when exercising their power of judicial review.
What does due process mean?
Due process is a general notion that requires that the state must treat its citizens fairly.
If a Supreme Court judge is an instrumentalist, in what way will he interpret the Constitution?
Instrumentalist judges interpret the Constitution in a very dynamic way and do not limit themselves to a literal interpretation of its provisions.
What amendment of the Constitution guarantees the right to bail, and what does it mean?
The right to bail is established in the Eighth Amendment and gives the accused a right to be freed from detention while he is awaiting his trial.